Real simple. How to deal with people of any age group. It all has to do with the values that people have, okay? You have values, I have values, and I have got to respect your values. Don't have to like them, don't have to understand them, but I do have to respect that you've got them. We don't know what flexibility means. And more often than not, when you ask people what they want isn't as bad as you think it would be. It will surprise you. If you could go do anything you want in the 5,000, what do you want?
Oh, I'm just waiting to see what else you come up with.
Oh. This is not The Price is Right. I did a group a few years ago, and it was on the East Coast, and we were doing this exercise, and I had this one woman, I couldn't get her to sit down for anything, and I finally said to her, "What do you want?" She says, "I want to go to Yakima, Washington." Hey, Yakima, Washington, all it does out there is rain. Why would you? She said, "Because that's where my grandchildren are." Oh. Now, we always get, oh, now we feel terrible. Here's the deal. As hard as I tried, I could not think of putting together a trip to Yakima, Washington. I just couldn't do it. And so what we want to make sure of is, I don't know what's exciting for these people. Right? I don't know what's exciting for anybody but me. Ask them for their input on a regular basis. Probably nothing is more important than I'm having a meeting and I got 5 people from my staff there. Hey, Alice, what do you think? I am validating Alice because I'm asking for her opinion in front of her peers. What do you think? In many cases, it's as simple as just turning the binoculars the other way. You know, some of you may have kids or grandkids, and they get those little pair of green or blue binoculars, and they always seem to look through them the wrong way, don't they? And what do we do as well-intentioned parents and grandparents? We say, no, Johnny, you're doing it the wrong way, and we turn them around. They were seeing the world the way they wanted to. And we kind of change that on them. So in many cases, it's just as simple as getting somebody to turn the binoculars the other way. The way sales has changed because of this is just absolutely incredible. 70% of the buying decision's been made before the salesperson gets there. I want you to think about that. 70% of the buying decision's been made. Because if I'm a millennial, if I'm an X, or even if I'm a boomer, I'm going to go online and I'm going to research all that stuff, right? So when that salesperson comes to call on me, I don't need you to tell me about the features and benefit. I don't need you to tell me about the PSI. I don't need you to tell me about all of this stuff. I know that. What I want to know is, what are you going to do? I like to go to Las Vegas, not because I'm that much of a gambler. I'm a storyteller. And if you want to get good stories, go to Las Vegas, right? And sometimes, believe it or not, I've even seen, human kindness there that you wouldn't think you'd see in that, city of Sodom and Gomorrah. When I see those kindly grandfathers that are nice enough to bring their granddaughters with all those dogs, it just breaks my, it just tears me up. It really does. Nobody wants to wait 6 months to get a performance appraisal to know if I'm doing a good job. That's stupid, right? Why don't you tell me today? Why don't you tell me at the end of the week? Okay? Now, I kind of like that from a boss's perspective. Okay, I can tweak their work and they like it. I'm not waiting 2 months to see them turn in the wrong thing. That's the way they want it to be. Yeah. I can be available for, I know a resource you can use for that. Oh, why don't you go visit so-and-so over there in technology? They worked on that project in Tokyo 2 years ago. Ooh, that's kind of neat. And listen how I deliver the praise message. Okima, terrific job on the Manning proposal. Because of your attention to detail, we got the 2 people we so desperately needed. Thanks. Now, was there anything wimpy about that message, guys? Now, the next time she does something for me, what's she going to pay attention to? How come? Because I told her. Here's where we make a mistake as nice people. I go up and say, Okima, terrific job on the Manning proposal. Thanks a lot. Now, that's nice, but the next time she does a report for me, maybe she'll decide, well, maybe I'll do more graphics and less detail. If detail's what you liked,
Detail is what you make sure she knows.
You're not listening to me. To millennials, if you do not listen to them, not accepted, okay? Is that you've devalued me, it's not going to work for me. You send a message that you genuinely care. This is a generation that's been cared for. And if I'm talented and I can go somewhere else, I want to go somewhere where the people seem to care about me, okay? They understand it. They get it.
Do you know where the bottleneck is in your organization? Go, I said, then it's probably you. Because ultimately what happens here is if the person knows it needs to be done, they'll go around that supervisor's back to get the job done right, won't they? And so in an environment of fear, you're not going to get pristine information. And quite frankly, guys, in the business you're in, you can't have any gilding. You got to get precise information. But if I'm afraid to tell you this, or, ooh, you're in another one of your moods, and I don't want to tell you that today, that can affect performance dramatically.
I've talked to people and they've said, oh, I've left, they leave some big, I said, why would you leave a big company like that with the great benefits? Well, because my boss was a dinosaur. It was crazy. It was, what? And then I've met people that said, well, I work for a company and it's kind of a little trucking company and I got a chair that sometimes the wheel works on it and sometimes it doesn't and I kind of sometimes sit like this. But I have a sick child. And whenever that child needs me off, the boss lets me get off. Right? Genuinely care about me. And there's research that shows that typically, all right, Gallup did this. People don't leave good companies. They leave lousy bosses.